Welcome back to Restoration Conversation. I'm your host, Cody, and this is my co-host, Brock.
Cody, how we doing today?
Good. What's new with you, New?
Just rolling with the last name, man.
Yeah, just your last name. Don't wear it out.
That's right.
Well, on this week's episode, we plan on talking about springtime water damage, huh?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that happen, in the springtime that people don't realize that they need to watch out after, come the fall, winter, or the fact that there could be problems with their pipes after the winter.
Yeah, people just kind of assume it gets cold out, then if it doesn't bust by then, you're fine.
Right, everything's fine. It didn't happen, so why worry about it?
And we'll have some demonstrations today. I'm sure you know how to work those. I don't.
Yeah, no,
show me how.
I definitely do.
Well, I guess I'll just jump right into some questions.
Let's do it.
All right, first question. Why do water spigots freeze and break?
So,
kind of a loaded one.
Yeah. So this right here is a prime example of a water spigot. So what they are is it is basically a gate valve that is from the back here, and it would potentially run all the way to the front. So as you twist this open, the plunger stops in the back here, and it starts allowing water to roll through. You'll get these areas in these pipes where either when they're installed, it doesn't allow the water to drain back into the pipe, so then it goes out, or it doesn't allow it to drain forward, so it drains out. So what will happen is water will get stuck in there, it will freeze and crack the pipe, split it, and then a lot of times come...
So is this one already broken?
No, this is
a good one?
This is a good one. So they a lot of times, the insurance companies want to see these after they're froze, but this one is good. But a lot of times this is just an example of copper pipe splitting here. So what happens is the ice will expand, it will split it. It actually won't break it or crack it. It will actually just push out and split it. So then that way, that will happen on these. And then
is that about the right size of the hole like you typically see?
Yeah, probably a little smaller. That one's probably a little bigger than average, but for the most part, they're going to be, about half that size.
Is that part typically in the wall then?
Yeah, so that's inside the wall cavity. So what happens a lot of times when people will have a spigot break or freeze during the winter, they will come in and they will be ran their water for a couple hours. A lot of times people turn it on and are spraying off their decks or going through and pressure washing cars or cleaning cars. And then they'll come back inside their house and their basement's flooding. Where'd all this water come from? And it's just well, what were you doing? Well, I was outside using my hose. I'm well, more than likely what happened is your hydrant froze over the winter time. You turn it on, so that water's...
That's when that happens?
Yep. So it doesn't happen until you move the plunger forward to allow water to go through. And then as soon as you shut it off and stop the water, you aren't allowing it to get to the break, so then that way it's not leaking. So when people come inside and they're I have no clue where this water came from. And it's well, yeah, because you shut it off. So now it's not leaking into your basement. But a lot of other things people don't realize is these are spraying inside wall cavities. So you aren't actually going to see the pipe or figure out where it's coming from until you open up the area.
Yeah.
And another big thing that causes these things, and a lot of people don't realize it, is leaving your hose on when it starts getting cold. So all it takes is one night for it to freeze. Get down below 0 or even below freezing, 32, and then all of a sudden this copper can split because it's not a very thick product, so it does have some durability and some stretch to it, but when it gets too far, that's when you'll get these bad boys.
So if I didn't drain my thing at all this winter, if I go and turn on my hose, it could just burst?
You're going to have the crack in it already. It's
so
not just gonna,
if there's a crack, it's already going to be there.
Yeah.
And you're just going to find out, mine could be cracked because I haven't used it.
If you left your hose on over the winter and you haven't used it yet.
I take the hose off. I think.
So that's, yeah, I mean, most likely you won't have an issue. A lot of times it's just,
when you have the hose on over winter.
yeah, or even late in the fall, like in October, November, when you have like those cold temperature days or a night where it gets down close to zero. That's all it take, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it just, it gets to be in a kind of a weird deal, but a lot of times people don't quite realize where the water's coming from until, I guess, someone gets there and kind of shows them.
So, like, the first time you use your spigot for, like, in the springtime, should you go, like, on the other side of the wall and listen to it here?
My wife thinks I'm crazy when I tell her that. Like, don't just go and hook up a hose and start using it without someone at least either going downstairs and checking right after, or you have someone down there when you turn it on. Because, like I said, I've walked into houses that have just wet corners from it, and I've also walked into houses that have 2 to 3 inches of water in the whole basement because of it. So, I would recommend that you would always have someone at least go through with you and check it. Yeah.
Right on. My next question is, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, growing up playing sports, we had a lot of bus time and always watched a lot of movies. I would say probably one of my favorites would be Tommy Boy.
Never seen it.
You've never seen Tommy
No.
Boy? Why?
I don't even know what it is. I've heard of it.
Chris Farley's in it. David Spade.
Oh, yeah. That sounds familiar, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, Tommy Boy's a good one.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Chris Farley movie.
Yeah. Depends on, like, the mood I'm in. I like, the movies that you want to sit down, hang out with, but then there's, like, the movies, like, you just want to watch. Like I love the show Band of Brothers. Have you ever seen that HBO
No,
special?
I wanted to watch it. It was a little bit too old. I'll probably watch it.
But it's,
I don't have the guy from Friends in it right away.
Yeah, it's historic.
Yeah. I know, I've wanted to watch that.
How about you? What's your favorite movie?
You don't remember? I told you before.
Ooh.
I told you in Renner's office.
No, I don't remember that. Hold on.
It was like 2 weeks ago on a Friday.
Well, was it Super Troopers?
No, I said that was a pretty funny movie, though.
Oh, I feel like it's something along those lines.
No.
No,
It's an action movie.
Die Hard?
No, I like Die Hard, though. Oh, you knew that already.
What is it?
Point Break?
Oh, Point Break.
The original?
Like the original with Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, Gary Busey.
Yep, Gary Busey, and then, God, what the heck's the other guy's
Patrick
name?
Swayze.
Yep.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
So he was an awesome bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, like, I was just, like, had HBO when I was younger, and I was just watching random movies, and I watched that one, and I was like, wow, this is fucking good.
Hey, like, besides Keanu Reeves kind of being, like...
Johnny Utah?
Well, his acting is all the same in all of his movies.
Yeah.
But, like, that part fit him because he was, like, a surfer boy, right? But, like...
He wasn't a surfer boy. He was a quarterback from Ohio.
Yeah,
He
but...
had to act like a surfer boy.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, have you watched all the John Wick movies?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Those are good movies.
Yeah, for sure. They're good.
Well, I guess we'll move on
Okay.
from our movie topic. Get back on our topic.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oops. So another thing that happens in the springtime is seepage.
Yes.
So, like, I kind of know what seepage is, but, like, what causes that?
So seepage is, like, classified by the insurance company as about outside water penetrating your house. So a lot of times what happens with seepage is you get a multitude of things coming in the springtime. You get runoff from snow, where all of a sudden, like days like today, let's say it's almost 50 degrees out today.
Yeah.
And if we had a bunch of snow and all of a sudden everything starts melting.
It's kind of like last year.
Yeah. Yeah, everything starts melting, and then you get into these places where water can't follow the path it needs to, and like a drainage, and it starts backing up, and then it fills up a window well, comes into the house, then all of a sudden you have what the insurance looks at seepage, which is a non-covered claim.
Yeah, they don't,
And so there's a couple things with that, the snow melt. You'll also get, your first rain that comes down. A lot of times what happens in the wintertime, people have downspout extenders, from their gutter system, and extending away. Well, they took them off in the winter because they don't want the snow to crush them, or they have them leaning up because they don't want the kids to stomp on them, or whatever. That happens. After people mow, all that stuff, they put those things up.
They're always in the way.
Yeah, the things are in the way, but they also help
needed.
save the water from coming into your basement, because what happens is the water will find the path of least resistance, right? And so the path is going to be next to your house. And a lot of times it will come down, find those areas, and then it's going to go and find a crack, and it's going to run into your house, and then you're going to come down and say, well, my corner of my house is wet. Or
that's just like the low spot down there.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's just the area where it's not coming in fast because it's...
Is it ever covered?
No.
Never?
Well, I haven't seen an actual seepage claim covered, but I've seen it where there's a pipe that breaks on the outside of the house from a sprinkler system that froze, where they forgot to blow it out, and it froze and burst, and then water was going and filled up a window, came in that way. They look at domestic water that way too. But yeah, I mean, seepage is a nasty thing because, like I said, a lot of times too, after rainstorms and like houses where people don't go in very often into the basement, you get empty nesters where they kick their kids out, kind of, like your parents.
Yeah, I'm like,
how many times do they go down to the basement now?
Yeah, probably not that often.
And so you get into those situations where they haven't been down there for a while. Now all of a sudden they go down there, it smells musty. They see mold growing in the corner. Well, usually that's because of seepage, because they didn't check it,
So yeah, if you don't ever go in your basement, you should just go in your basement.
Check it out after rainstorms.
Would you say like weekly, just do like a basement check?
I mean, you wouldn't have to do it weekly. I'd recommend after, we get a heavy, substantial amount of rain, or like if we would have a bunch of snow where it's, super nice like today, it's 50 degrees and it's melting like crazy, you get that snow runoff, and, a lot of times people don't check those things. So, I mean, just taking that initiative to kind of check it out, make sure that...
Do you have a basement?
I do.
How often do you basement check?
Every night.
You do?
I got a kid that sleeps down there.
So you go check on the kid, and you check the corners?
Put her down, yeah. Yeah. I mean, not like she's an infant, but I just go down, tuck her in.
Did you have any water in there last night?
I did not.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Did you have the lights on?
Yes.
No water.
No water.
Moving on. So you mentioned you had kids, right?
Yeah.
3 of them?
I got three
so
girls.
I have a pretty loaded question for you.
Yes.
Which one of your children is your favorite?
God dang it. They all have their different ways and different things, but I shouldn't say she's my favorite. She's more like my bud, my oldest, because she likes to fish. She likes to go hunting. She likes to kind of she's my tomboy.
Yeah.
So.
How old is she?
She's 8. So.
So you heard it here first. Brock's favorite is his 8-year-old.
No.
Put that on there. Clip that part.
She's my bud.
Brock's favorite child, 8 years old.
No. My other two my wife, they'll be her buds because they're like the girly girl stuff.
Yeah.
Like dress up.
You don't
shopping.
Do that? You don't do that?
No.
You never play dress up? You don't have like a fake tea party? Put on like a dress?
No, I haven't really gotten into that, I guess.
No?
Do you?
I don't have any kids.
Oh, well, it doesn't mean you still can't.
I don't do that, no. not typically.
Yeah.
Maybe once in a blue moon.
Right.
Well, that was a fun one.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yep. Your favorite was the 8-year-old.
No.
All right, moving on. We'll settle at that. We'll agree to disagree.
Yeah. I'd say that's for sure.
Okay. What is so important about a downspout?
Yeah.
Just like what you kind of talked about, like dive deeper into the downspout.
So downspout's gonna, carry that water away from your house. So when you reach the bottom of the gutter system, a lot of times there will be a little elbow on the bottom, right? So let's say this is your gutter coming down like this. You have a little elbow, and it's only going to be sticking out this far from the side of your house.
Yep.
So when the water is rushing out after a rainstorm, that's just going to go straight down into like your flower bed, into your garden, into your kind of anywhere like that. So what happens is, a lot of that stuff will just follow along the side of the house, and it's going to go into, that area. So what a downspout extender is going to do is it's going to carry that water further away from your house. So that way it's not sitting in the rock bed in your garden or anything like that right next to your house. So that way it's pushing it away, and then, the big thing with that and everything is also having landscaping done properly on the side of your house.
Professional landscaping.
Not even professional, just verifying, after about, anything with the new construction, your compaction is going to settle over time. And the dirt's going to start dropping next to your house. Well, that's going to allow that water in area to go in and follow. And then with that downspout extender on, it will hopefully carry it away far enough so it won't sit into those areas. So, yeah. But that's the main reason, is just to get the water away from your house.
So you have a downspout?
I do.
What color is it?
Well, the ones that are on there now match the house.
How many downspouts do you have?
I have 2, and then the other 2 are actually in ground. So they go under the ground.
You have like rich guy downspouts?
No. It was
Sounds like it.
previous owner.
So like that, he was the rich guy.
He was the rich guy.
Yeah. So you just inherited the really
I
nice
inherited
downspouts.
the really nice downspouts. Yeah.
It's cool. Like, can I come check them out sometime?
Yeah. You can take a peek.
Can I just like dump the water down and watch it go?
You won't see it on the one side.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Just knowing it's there.
Yeah.
Will you see like the ground get wet?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know where it goes. It might go to China.
Yeah, it could go anywhere. Oh my
It
God.
just goes down and disappears. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I have one final question about this. So like yesterday, they were saying like the river is gonna flood and all that.
Yep.
So like, just talk a little bit more about that. I have wrote down, do sandbags really work?
So yeah, I mean overland flooding, a sandbag system will work, but in order to have it,
you have to do it right though.
You have to do it properly. Like you're
like
technically supposed to have a membrane. They're supposed to be touching, and then the next one is overlapping. So that way you create a barrier system, and then your membrane you fold up and over. So then that way it's not able to make it in there. Now, what happens around here with the Missouri River when it floods, and like when we had the bad flood of 11, is
2011.
The water will carve its path in the river, and it won't expand out as far as like you'll see down south when you get into like flooding, where those river systems go 15, 20 miles wide, or even like when Grand Forks, you were probably too young when Grand Forks flooded in like
the 90s or whatever.
Yeah, 96, I want to say.
I wasn't alive.
95, somewhere in there.
Michael
Like that
Jordan's
thing,
on.
but that river system is so small that's not a very deep channel, and so that thing went and spread outwards to where the Missouri River, it went down and carved out quite a bit. But then what happens with that is you get a lot of ground pressure. So a lot of the houses were getting pressure pushing up from the bottom. So they were creating wells systems, drilling in sump pumps to keep their water out of their house. Otherwise, it would have just filled up, as far as, it could have. So until the static pressure equalizes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So did you ever go see the one in Grand Forks when it was flooding?
No, but I mean, that was, there was a lot of coverage when that was going, because it was pretty nasty, man.
It was that and Michael Jordan. That's what they talked about, right? Back in 95.
Pretty
96,
close,
like
yeah.
the 96 Bulls.
Yeah, I mean, it was this time of the year,
72
so
and 10.
they would have been, carrying into their finals, because I think they're coming into, I don't know, follow basketball. Are they coming into the home stretch?
That's kinda. It's over halfway done.
Yeah, but I mean, they were talking about it. Trying to think what else was like going on then. I mean, it was pretty crazy though. I mean, it was like buildings were burning down while they were flooded in downtown Grand Forks.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures of that.
Yeah.
It looked pretty crazy. I lived up there during college.
Yeah, red pepper.
Mid. Overrated.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. I like it, but like it's too talked about.
Well, yeah.
It's solid, but like nothing crazy.
My dad went there in the what was it? Well, the 70s.
Yeah, he played hockey there, right?
Played football.
I just made that up.
Yeah, no, he played football up there.
I bet with your size, I bet he's pretty big.
Yeah, and the original red pepper. I remember when we first went in there when I was like 10 years old. He's like, "Here, come check this out." And show me where he had carved his name into the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the passing joke after that was always, "Go lift up the toilet seat, see whose name's there."
Whose name was there?
No one's.
No one?
Yeah.
We just wanted you to touch the seat?
Just wanted you to look underneath the toilet seat.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's all the questions I have, but I have a couple segments I'd like to do. Do you have any questions for me?
Let me think here. Now, so Cody, we just got
Brock.
done probably with one of our biggest events we had. Second biggest. Clientines. Why don't you tell us about Clientines and what that was for our company?
Yeah, it was like a party we threw. Like definitely, like the marketing team like planned it. Like me, Vanessa, Chad, and like everybody helped out. We just invited like people that refer us work, like all the insurance agents in town, stuff like that. We had a good turnout. We had live music, sushi, local beers, local wines, sampling, stuff like that. A very, very fancy charcuterie board that Vanessa prepared, very well done. Yeah. It was an overall just blast, and like if you were there, you know how awesome it was. If you weren't there, come next year if you were invited. If you weren't invited, refer us work and you'll be invited.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, what you're saying, it's like our give back.
Yeah, it's kind of like our Met Gala.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
It's like the elite of the elite. It's like our party we'll throw for you.
Right. Right. It's our give back for you
for
giving
us out.
giving to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it up there with like the Met Gala and like the New Year's Eve ball drop. It was like that.
You think so? How about the Catalina wine mixer?
Yeah, it's definitely up there with the Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah. I'd say, I mean, that was probably closer. That was probably closer than the other ones.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But it was definitely fun. I can't wait for next year.
Yeah. We're just going to make it bigger and better every year.
Yeah, hopefully people just keep sending us work and we just keep sending out.
Hey, yeah.
That's what we need. One job and we'll just invite you. Huh?
Yeah. You refer us, we'll refer you to the party. Mm-hmm. How's that
You'll get an email from me if you're invited.
Yeah. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. I liked it. It was fun time.
Are you ready for the restoration riddle of the day?
Yes.
All right. Let's rock, Brock. Here we go.
Is that it?
No.
Oh.
This is the start.
Okay.
In Brock's realm, I stand firm and true. On college fields where dreams pursue. Lincoln's where my heart finds its home. Workout routine I never roam. A titan besides Brock, strong and stout. In every challenge, I'm never without. Not short-lived, but a force in the game. Guess my name, it's more than a claim.
Ooh.
I feel like this one's so easy.
That, I mean, is it Thad?
Yeah. You got it, yeah.
Boy, I'm going to have to tell him he's got to watch it now.
Uh-huh.
If we keep doing riddles with people's names, you think they'll...
Maybe, I'll mix it up. I'll get creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one, and I have a new segment for you that I haven't told you about yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Did They Work Here?
Did they work here? Oh,
I'm just going to tell you first names, and you tell me if we've ever had one.
Okay.
Because you've been here for, 12 years?
Well, it'll be 11 here in the 18th, so...
Okay, so should we just play till you get because I have a long list, so we can do this more than once. So
I mean, there might be people I forget.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah.
Have we ever had a Milton?
Milton? Now, if it was before my time, I don't believe we've ever had a Milton.
So you're going to go with no?
No.
Correct. Have we ever had a Chauncey?
Chauncey? Is that a first or a last name?
These are all first names.
No.
We have had a Chauncey.
Oh, must have been before me then.
Yeah, I don't know. I got this all from the one person that worked here longer than you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you're 1-1.
Okay.
Have we had a Fernando.
Yes.
Yep, we have had a Fernando.
Yeah, Fernando. He created a little drama here, but yeah.
Don't dive too deep into it. We don't want him to sue
Nope,
us.
that's it. That's all I was going to say.
Have we ever had a Jack?
Jack? No.
Correct. So I think you're up to 3 and 1. 3
Yep.
correct, 1 wrong.
Yep.
Well, we'll get you up to 5 correct.
You
We'll see how
better
long
start
it takes
making
you.
tallies over there.
I got it in my head.
Okay.
Don't worry. Have we ever had a guy named Guy?
A guy named Guy.
Uh-huh.
Not in my time. Not saying we haven't,
So what are you going to go with?
but if I would have to guess, I'm going to have to guess no.
We have had a guy,
Really?
apparently. That's what I got from accounting.
I feel like our, accounts payable gal is like feeding you full line.
I don't know. She was just telling me. I was asking her for like some weird names. So you're 3 and 2.
Okay.
Have we had a Lois?
Lois.
Like from Family Guy? No?
Yeah. God dang it. I gotta say no. I haven't had a Lois since I've been here, but there was a point where we went through front desk gals a lot.
Uh-huh. You're going with no?
I'm gonna go with no.
We have had a Lois.
Oh God.
You're 3 and 3 now.
I need to know dates on these.
Yeah, you can ask Heather. Have we had a Morgan?
Yes.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Four-
Yeah, he worked for
4
me.
3. It was a dude?
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be funny to ask you.
Because my wife's name is Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and actually,
4 and 3.
Yeah.
So I didn't know it was a guy.
mm-hmm.
Have we had a Fred?
Fred Bear. Do you know who Fred Bear is?
A little young.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
You're 4 and 4. This is for all the marbles.
All the marbles.
I gotta pick a good one here. Have we had a Donald?
Well, that's a good trick question because I believe he went by just Don or Donnie. We had one of those, but I don't know if his real name was Donald. I don't think we've ever had anyone actually called Donald here, but we've had Don and Donnie. So I'm just going to go ahead and say yes on that one.
Well, I have wrote down no, but like you're kind of right, I guess, because I don't know.
Like, what if their real name was Donald and they just went by Don?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have like legit full-on government names only. I guess we'll call that one.
All right, let's do one more.
One more. Okay.
That one's probably skewed a little bit.
For all the marbles, Boris.
Yes.
Boris the animal.
Boris,
Bringing you home.
the Bosnian. I mean, that was pretty racist, but he was. Boris Misick. Yeah, he worked for me too.
You just said his full name.
I know. I remember everyone that worked for me
Uh-huh.
the last 10 years.
Well, do you think he's fine with you name dropping him on the show?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Should we get him on?
Yeah. I think well, I mean, he probably still has the same number. He lives out in Michigan now.
Ooh.
Him and his wife moved out there. So
Uh-huh.
I do know Boris. I went to high school with him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the time, and we have to wrap up, unfortunately.
Oh, man, I had questions for you.
Did you?
Well, we'll just have
save
to
them
save
for
them
next week. Save them for next week. This is Restoration Conversation. Have a good night.
See ya.
Peace.